Hi, my name is Kendall Rawls, and I'm Director of Development with the Rawls Group. In this episode of What's Up with President Biden's Tax Proposals, Kevin Gilbreath, a tax partner with Crowe, and our very own succession planner, Jeff Bannon, discusses when are my taxes on capital gains and qualified dividends going up? And should I sell assets before the end of 2021? This topic speaks for itself, and there's a lot of content here, so let's just go ahead and dig in.
Great question that I've heard from a lot of dealers in the industry. And unfortunately, we still don't know because Capitol Hill hasn't really come to an agreement yet on government funding. The reason why it's such a hot topic of discussion and why everyone's asking is because in the Green Book, which is kind of just a presidential White House wish list of here's all the things we want to do and here's some of the tax increases. Inside of that, there was a significant increase on long-term capital gains. And so what they're proposing is for taxpayers with over $1 million of income, taxing long-term capital gains at ordinary tax rates. And if you think about that today, in 2021, long-term capital gains for federal purposes are taxed at 20% plus potentially the 3.8% net investment income tax. So 23.8% federally, they're looking at almost doubling that number to up to, if they raise the ordinary income tax rate to 39.6%, and then you add another 3.8% on top of that, you're talking about 43.4% tax rate on long-term capital gains. That is a significant increase, and which is why you would want to know as a business owner, where is this going and how should I plan ahead for it? Because that's a significant increase. But the reality is that is merely a wish list. And if you talk to anyone on Capitol Hill, they'll tell you right now they just don't have the votes for an increase that significant. We learned this morning that the Senate put out a bipartisan version of an infrastructure funding bill. And to delight of business owners, there were no increases to tax rates, including in that bill. And that was because one of the parties that was part of that bipartisan group of 22 senators said we won't sign on to anything with tax increases. So the positive news for taxpayers is that right now the bill that's being debated and potentially voted on soon doesn't have any of these capital gains or qualifying dividend tax increases. But we should still watch and wait and see what's going to happen in the fall because they still have not put out a government funding bill. And we know that the Democratic Party has kind of their wish list of a $3.5 trillion bill that does include tax increases. We know it doesn't have any Republican support, which means it can't break the filibuster. And it also means the only way right now that it appears they could get something like that passed is through a partisan budget reconciliation process. And there's doubts on Capitol Hill right now that they even have enough votes just in the one party to pass something like that. So unfortunately, I don't have a black and white answer for that question because we're waiting on politicians to make up their mind and write certain bills. And so my advice to clients has been, let's not take any drastic action today, but let's watch and let's see what's going to happen in the fall. And if at the end of the year we know more, we need to be ready in maybe November and December to make some decisions, see what we can do.
Yeah, and I think that brings up a good point, Kevin, is that, a sale of assets, a lot of our clients from a succession perspective are kind of asking the question, is now a good time to sell? I've been thinking about selling interest to my successors, key managers, whoever it's going to be. The question is, should I take action on this before year end, before cap gains goes up and we experience a higher tax bill than we otherwise could have? And as we look at that, that falls in that category of making a move for estate tax purposes as well, because there's a little bit of, do I want to sell a business to my successor? Do I want to gift some to my successor? And we just know that with the uncertain future at the moment, there's a little bit of, should I really take advantage of this while I've got it? And speaking to the idea of selling interest, I think that there's less urgency around selling an asset toward the end of the year than there might otherwise be for gifting. And the reason being, valuation companies, et cetera, are starting to get log jammed with activity, trying to value property for the purpose of gifting. Whereas if it is a matter of a sale, it doesn't require that much runway to prepare for it necessarily, so that you can conduct a sale closer to the end of the year with greater ease than you could otherwise with gifting.
As Benjamin Franklin said, there are only two certainties in life, death and taxes. And what we know is taxes are likely going up. So take advantage of these opportunities at your fingertips today. Want to take action but not sure where to start? Contact either Kevin or Jeff at the email addresses listed on the screen and leverage our succession readiness survey. A 7-minute investment in time will put you in an informed position of opportunities many business owners overlook, impacting business value, growth, lifestyle, and ultimately achieving your vision. The next episode of this series focuses on what is the lifetime gift tax exemption and when will it be cut? Continue listening to the series now or come back for more. Each topic featured may want you to learn something new.